Yo guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a couple weeks, I've just been busy, but today we're going to be doing our February wrap-up, reading log, whatever you want to call it. Did manage to get like 2.5-ish books in this month. Granted, one of the books that I did read was the size of several books. If you guys watched last month's wrap-up, you know what book I was in the middle of, and I'll get into it. You guys can see it in the thumbnail most likely. But yeah, I've just been trying to read as much as I could, and this is where we're at. Before I do get started though, if you guys see me doing stuff with my eye, I don't know what is happening. It feels like an eyelash is stuck in my eye, but it is like irritating me, and it's been doing this all day. Yeah, I can't seem to figure out what's going on. I've had like a warm compress on it. Ugh, my eye is just being dumb, so excuse that if you see me like do this throughout the video or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I promise I'm not tweaking, it's just something's going on. Also, as you guys can see, I did get a fresh cut. I do got a little bit of bedhead going on right now, just a little bit. But yeah, did get a fresh cut just because I got some pictures coming up and wanted to change it up a little bit. So that's probably something that you guys did notice. Yeah, had to change it up a little bit. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so firstly, the first book that I did read in the month of February, as you guys, if you watched last month's wrap up, I did do a little bit of a February TBR of what I planned on picking up this month. And in the video I mentioned this. Did go ahead and read Iron Gold. This is book 4 of the Red Rising saga, and the first book in the Iron Gold tetralogy, which is the second series. So between books 3 and 4, there's like a 10-year time skip, and this sort of starts a new arc in the Red Rising saga. I did do a review on this earlier in February, so if you guys are interested, definitely go check that out. Yeah, overall, I enjoyed this book. There was some interesting decisions made with Dara's character that I'm still really mixed on. They weren't my favorite things to happen, but I know that this is also the first book in this new tetralogy, so the story is shifting a little bit, and where it is shifting, it's like with the first book. The first book in the series wasn't my favorite, and I feel like this is much the same. That being said, Dark Age, I just feel like it's going to improve upon the groundwork laid in this book greatly. But we were introduced to some new characters that, for the most part, I thought were pretty enjoyable. And also we got to follow Lysander, who we were introduced to in the first series, as he's all grown up now, and he himself has become a really cool character, and one of my favorite points of view in the Red Rising saga. So yeah, while there was some weird plot stuff and weird decisions, and it also took some time to get used to being introduced to new characters as we're in their point of view, rather than solely Daro's point of view like we've been used to for the last 3 books. There was definitely some changes that you just had to get used to. But moving forward, like I said, it's going to improve quite a bit. I can just feel it. If you guys want to know more of my thoughts in depth on each of these characters and what I think about the stuff going on in the plot, definitely go check out that review I did. If I remember, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Speaking of things that are linked in the description below, definitely go check out the Discord server. I'll leave it linked. It's really awesome. We'd love to have you over there. Hang out, talk about books, games, music, movies, whatever. Does not matter. So definitely check that out if you're interested, in the description. But, a little shameless plug there. Moving on, I did go ahead and finish this chonker of a book, Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. I don't have a full review out for this yet. In fact, When I'm done doing this video, I'm actually going to film my Words of Radiance review, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, overall, really enjoyed this book. It improved on Way of Kings in just about every way imaginable. The plot was awesome. There were some awesome fights. Just some great moments overall. Yeah, Words of Radiance was dope. I see why people think it's like the best in the series, but I'm holding out hope that, you know, Oathbringer is going to be even better than Words of Radiance, or hopefully it just continuously gets better. I've heard mixed things about Oathbringer. A lot of people don't like it as much. A lot of people like it way more, and it's their favorite in the series. You know, who knows? I do plan on reading Oathbringer probably sometime early summer, and hopefully read that throughout the summer, because I am going to be busy, so I'm not going to be able to just like crush that book in a month like I'm able to now. I'm going to have a lot more distractions, a lot more things going on, so that's something that'll probably take me a few months. But yeah, Oathbringer, also it being like 100 pages longer. I mean, it's not that much of a big deal, but it's a large book. Regardless, something that I do think is interesting is, to me, the Sanderlanche in Words of Radiance. Although it was awesome, you got the awesome fight with like Kaladin and all that. Just, I guess, a minor spoiler. I don't know. But although the Sanderlanche was awesome, everything that happened was cool with almost every character. I feel like the Sanderlanche in Way of Kings just had far more emotional impact. And by the end of it, I thought, I mean, the Sanderlanche in Way of Kings just blew me away. Not to say that this one was bad, it just didn't hit me the same. I think overall, Words of Radiance is better. It's, you know, it's still a slow book, but it picks up the pace quite a bit compared to Way of Kings, but just that emotional impact just isn't the same to me. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that, just because I haven't done a full review yet. So once that comes out, you guys will see that. If you're interested, go check that out. Yeah, that's Words of Radiance by Sanderson. And lastly, the last book that I'm actually in the middle of reading that I picked up in February is going to be Rise of the Automated Empire. This is the final assembly, book 1 in that series by Dennis M. Myers. As you guys can see, I'm like halfway through that. This book was actually sent to me by the author himself, Dennis M. Myers. He's a pretty cool dude. He's actually on the Discord server. And yeah, he was kind enough, generous enough to send me over a copy of his first book. And I told him, hey man, I'll read it and I'll do a review on it and hopefully get him some publicity. So if you guys are interested, I'll also, if I remember, leave a link to purchase this on Amazon down in the description. Go check it out, help him out. Yeah, personally, again, halfway through it, I have some problems with it, I will say. I like a lot of the ideas in it. I think it's interesting, and, you know, I'm still going to continue reading. But yeah, there are some heavy issues I do have with it, which I will talk about in the review. And hopefully I'll have him here on the channel to do a interview kind of thing. That'd be kind of cool. We've never done that before, so hopefully that does end up happening. But yeah, I don't absolutely hate this book. It's not bad. Just where I'm at, it hasn't just grabbed me like I would have liked it to. So I'm really hoping that it does get better so that, you know, I'm able to give a really positive review of it. That being said, I am going to be brutally honest when I do my review. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but yeah, I do have some problems, but it's not terrible so far. So stay tuned for my review of that. I'm going to give it like its own review. And you guys will see me talk more about it probably in next month's wrap up, or I guess it's March 1st now, so the March wrap up. Yeah, you guys will see more about it soon. And so yeah, that is going to be about it for everything that I read in the month of February. Again, you know, just those 3 books. There's not a whole lot to say. I wanted to reserve a lot of my thoughts on Words of Radiance for its own video, and then of course this, you know, I'm only halfway through, and then this I already did a full review on, so there isn't a whole lot to talk about. But that being said, I do want to give you guys my March TBR. All right, so what am I going to be reading this month? What I plan on doing is obviously finishing this book. This sits at about, you know, what was it? It sits at about like 450 pages, but it's not really 450 pages worth of content. One thing that's interesting about this book is that there's a lot of blank space on the pages, and there are some pages that are just completely blank. So it's 450, but like it reads like, you know, a 300-page novel, honestly. You really zoom through it, so I'm going to finish this within the next week, hopefully. But for the rest of March, my plan is to pick up Dark Age by Pierce Brown, book 5 in Red Rising. This is a chunky boy, but knowing Pierce Brown, I'm sure this is gonna read pretty quick. So yeah, I have that to look forward to, and then after Dark Age, I'm just gonna finish it off, and I'm probably gonna start Lightbringer, book 6. Just read them back to back, get through Red Rising so that I can start another series if I did want to, because I know something that I'm really wanting to start is Sun Eater, because that's a big series that I wanted to read this year. I just haven't gotten to get to it yet. Yeah, and also the 6th book of Sun Eater is also coming out in April, so hopefully I'll be able to start Sun Eater in April. We'll see what happens, but I'm very much looking forward to that. But I did not want to read that at the same time as Red Rising, because from what I understand, they are pretty similar. So, you know, I wanted, especially because I'm nearly done with Red Rising anyway, might as well just finish it off before I do start something new. So yeah, those are my reading goals for March. Hopefully I hit them and tackle this huge TBR I do have for the month, or for the year. I did throw on some other things on my TBR, and once we hit about like halfway point in the year, like June, I guess, I'll probably do another video just talking about the TBR, where we're at, what has been added to it since, and whether or not we're actually gonna complete this year's TBR. But yeah, I'm not too worried, you know. I mean, my big goal really was, by the end of the year, get caught up with Stormlight so that I can start, you know, Wind and Truth the beginning of next year, and then Red Rising, and then Sun Eater. Those were really the 3 big things, and then also whenever I get around to it, finishing Song of Ice and Fire, which is I still haven't done. I really need to read the last 2 books still, so, but those are really daunting, kind of scary for me right now, so knowing me, I'm probably going to push it back until the last minute. I might read those in the fall, I'm not sure, but we're making progress on at least the big things that I did want to finish this year. Yeah, guys, that is going to be about it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. I know it's been a couple weeks. Like I said, just been busy trying to get stuff done, doing some reading, got school, working out, trying to balance all those things. Just haven't found the time to make a video. So, yeah, hopefully once I finish editing this video and all that, I'm definitely going to go right into filming a review for Words of Radiance here for you guys. And, yeah, you guys will hopefully have a couple of uploads this weekend. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.